Battleship Kongō. Kongō, a warship of the Imperial Japanese Navy in World War I and World II, was the first battlecruiser of the Kongō class. Designed by British engineer George Thurston, she was constructed in Britain in 1911 and commissioned in 1913. Kongō underwent two major reconstructions, becoming a battleship with improved armor, speed, and power. She played a role in various naval actions during World War II, covering amphibious landings, engaging American forces at the Battle of Midway and Guadalcanal, and participating in the Battle of Leyte Gulf. Kongō was sunk by the USS Ceylon submarine in 1944, making her the only Japanese battleship sunk by a submarine in World War II. Kongō was the first of the Kongō-class battlecruisers of the Imperial Japanese Navy. These ships were similar in size, cost, and armament to battleships but prioritized speed over armored protection. They were designed by British engineer George Thurston and ordered in 1910 as part of Japan's naval expansion. The Kongō-class battlecruisers aimed to match the capabilities of similar ships in other major naval powers. Kongō, with its heavy armament and armor, was superior to other Japanese capital ships at the time. The ship's construction began in the UK, and Kongō was launched in 1912 before being completed in 1913. In January 1914, a leaked telegram from Siemens' Tokyo office, along with subsequent reports in the New York Times and the Asahi Shimbun, prompted an investigation by Japanese authorities. This investigation uncovered a pattern of bribery and kickbacks involving German and English armaments companies. Siemens had been secretly paying senior Japanese officials a 15% kickback, but Vickers outbid them by offering 25%. Vickers had made payments to Japanese Navy officials, including Admiral Fuji and Vice Admiral Matsumoto Kazu, related to securing the contract for building the Kongō battleship. As a result of this Siemens-Vickers scandal, which revolved around Kongō's construction contracts, the government led by Prime Minister Yamamoto Gonohyo resigned on March 23, 1914. Additionally, senior executives of the Mitsui Corporation, who were partners with Vickers, also resigned. Kongō's original main battery was planned to have 10 12-inch guns, but the builders, Vickers, persuaded the Japanese to switch to larger weapons. As a result, Kongō was armed with 8 Vickers 14-inch naval guns and 4 twin turrets, making her one of the most heavily armed capital ships of her time. These guns could fire high explosive or armor-piercing shells over long distances at a rate of about 2 shells per minute. Kongō and her sister ships were the first vessels in the world to be equipped with 14-inch guns. Her secondary battery initially consisted of 16 6-inch guns, 8 3-inch guns, and torpedo tubes. During a reconstruction, the 3-inch guns were replaced with 8 5-inch guns, and by October 1944, her secondary armament was reconfigured to include 8 6-inch guns, 8 5-inch guns, and 122 Type 96 anti-aircraft rapid-fire cannons. Kongō also had a significant number of 1-inch anti-aircraft machine guns. Kongō, as a battlecruiser, had relatively thin armor. Her main belt ranged from 6 to 8 inches 152 to 203 millimeters in thickness. The deck armor varied from 1 inch 25 millimeters to 2.75 inches 7 centimeters in different areas. She also had 9-inch 229 mm barbette armor to protect the ammunition for her main guns and turret armor with 10-inch 254 mm turret faces, along with 9-inch 229 mm plating on the sides and rear of the turrets. Kongō, along with Haruna, played a significant role in various naval operations during World War II. In November 1941, they were part of the Southern Malay Force and participated in the invasion of Thailand and the Malayan Peninsula. Following the defeat of Britain's Force Z, they withdrew from Malayan waters and covered the Japanese Army's operations in the Philippines. Kongō also provided distant cover for air attacks on Ambon Island. In February 1942, Kongō and Haruna joined a larger fleet for Operation J, Japan's invasion of the Dutch East Indies. They supported air attacks on the island of Java and bombarded Christmas Island off the coast of Australia. In April, Kongō took part in attacks on Colombo and Trincomalee on Ceylon. The Japanese task force located and sank the British aircraft carrier HMS Hermes, which crippled the British Eastern Fleet. Following these actions, Kongō returned to Japan for maintenance. In May 1942, Kongō participated in the Battle of Midway but withdrew after the loss of Japanese carriers. She was later assigned as the flagship of the 3rd Battleship Division and underwent upgrades, including the installation of radar. In September, Kongō was part of a task force sent to respond to the U.S. Marine Corps' landing on Guadalcanal but was ordered back to Truk Naval Base. Kongō and Haruna were used to bombard the American Air Base at Henderson Field on Guadalcanal in October, resulting in significant damage to the airfield and the U.S. Marines' aviation capabilities. During the Battle of the Santa Cruz Islands in October, Kongō survived attacks by torpedo bombers. In November, she provided distant cover for a mission to bombard Henderson Field but returned to Truk after the Japanese defeat in the naval battle of Guadalcanal. In October 1944, Kongō participated in Operation Showan, Japan's counterattack during the Battle of Leyte Gulf, one of the largest naval battles in history. During the battle, Kongō was undamaged by near misses from American carrier aircraft in the Battle of the Sibuyan Sea. On October 25, during the Battle off Samar, Kongō, part of Admiral Kurita's center force, engaged the U.S. 7th Fleet's Taffy 3, which included escort carriers and destroyers. Initially targeting various destroyers, Kongō later claimed a hit on the escort carrier Gambier Bay. However, the actual hit on Gambier Bay is widely attributed to the battleship Yamato due to its firing range and angle. Kongō did score numerous hits on the destroyer USS Hull and played a significant role in the sinking of the destroyer escort Samuel B. Roberts. After a fierce battle in which American ships sank 3 Japanese heavy cruisers, Admiral Kurita ordered a withdrawal, and Kongō sustained damage from near misses by attacking aircraft. The fleet arrived at Brunei on October 28. Notably, There is a historical dispute about Kongō's involvement in the sinking of the destroyer USS Johnston, with Japanese records indicating that she did not score any hits on the ship, contrary to previous beliefs. On November 16, following a U.S. air raid on Brunei, Kongō, Yamato, Nagano, and the rest of the First Fleet left Brunei for Kure as part of a fleet reorganization and battle repairs. On November 20, they entered the Formosa Strait. In the early hours of November 21, the submarine USS Ceylon detected the fleet at a considerable distance. Ceylon fired a series of torpedoes at Kongō and Nagano. 2 of the torpedoes struck Kongō on the port side, and a third sank the destroyer Uricase. The torpedoes caused significant damage to Kongō, flooding 2 of her boiler rooms. Despite the damage, the ship was able to maintain a speed of 16 knots initially. However, by 5 o'clock, her speed had decreased to 11 knots, and she was allowed to break off from the fleet and head to the port of Keelung in Formosa, accompanied by the destroyers Hamikase and Isokase. Within 15 minutes of detaching from the main force, Kongō started to list severely and flood uncontrollably. At 5:18, the ship lost all power, and the order to abandon ship was given. At 5:24, while the evacuation was in progress, the forward 14-inch magazine exploded, causing the ship to sink rapidly. Tragically, over 1,200 of her crew were lost in the sinking, including the commander of the 3rd Battleship Division and her captain. Thank you for watching.